Welcome to Closed Door. My name is Maria Micha, clinical psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, and shamanic practitioner. My mission is to heal the world one person at a time. Through this podcast, I'm going to help you uncover what lies beneath the veil, what is not available to you through using your cognitive mind. I will help you delve deeply into your subconscious mind, discover what is keeping you back, and allow you to transform, alchemize your pain into your own personal power. And from this power, you're free to create the life you deserve and desire. You can do it. This is the second episode of Closed Door. And today we have an amazing host with us, Leila Ciancaglini. You probably know her. She's part of the jet set of LA. She's a host, a producer. She has her own talent agency, RLC, and is producing a lot of events, whether it's about fashion or culture or films. I have been to many of those and they're just spectacular.
Thank you.
Welcome, Leila. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor coming here with you and share stories about what we do, so I like it. Thank you.
That's great. My show is a combination of telling people stories and also understanding what lies beyond their success, what challenges they had to overcome, and how they have reached this point in their life where they're more content. And we're always, of course, becoming. The life never stops us from evolving, we're developing, and we're always in the process of becoming the version of ourselves that we would like.
100%. Right now, when I have my agency for 22 years, so that's my main business. And thanks to that, so many other things came because of that. Because the agency, years later, I started working in movies and TV shows. So one thing got to the other. And that's exciting because I love to be in front of the TV. And then with the fashion shows, because COVID-19 was such a difficult moment for me and other millions of people, right? The entertainment changed a lot. Everything, the rules changed. So, and my clients, the designers, it was really hard for them. Like we used to have photo shoots and shoots every 2 months and very busy. And after COVID, everything was gone. So I say, you know what? I'm going to create fashion shows so we can stimulate the fashion and also people come together. So I started producing my own fashion shows and Rafi Lounge. Actually, Rafi Lounge was the only place open in the pandemic. That was funny. He's actually open in the pandemic time. So he's a pandemic new place in LA. Everything was closed and he was open. That was actually my second home was there because everything is spiritual. So I started with my fashion shows there. And it was good because I promote the designers. I promote my own models. And I build a community with beautiful people that come and support me. Before, I never was one-on-one to people. I always was on TV or doing huge events with boxing, UFC, and boxing. And then everything was like, I don't know, horse races or Formula One or anything in the biggest sports, like it's basketball, baseball, everything in the big magnitude, right? Where you're not really in contact with people, but people watching you, but you don't see them. So for me, this is a huge change in my life because from coming to be behind the TV and I wasn't, when I go out, I never talk to people. I just go with my girlfriends and I'm having a blast. So I changed all that and I realized I like to build a community where people have fun, when people contacts, they come into my show and they come and be friends. Maybe someone's and even having boyfriend and girlfriends there. And that makes me very excited.
You're a matchmaker as well.
In accident. But I think that actually I love it, thinking, okay, because I used to go to Europe every summer and Saint-Tropez and all that. And people there having a blast. Nobody cares what you do. You just go and having a blast.
Yes.
And in US, it's more about status and who you know, who is there. And nobody cares about having fun. Everybody is
Am I
So
seeing
it's
the right way? Am I receiving the right way?
everything.
It's all about social status and appearances.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
which
you
is
go,
a little bit more shallow, right?
yeah. So you go to the club and everybody's standing in the booth and everybody is like looking at each
Looking
other, look at me,
good.
look at me. Nobody have fun except if it's during the whole alcohol or the drugs. But nobody having fun because everybody's in that moment, right?
Mhm.
I said I don't want that. That's why in the beginning I don't want red carpet. I want just get people together and have fun. And then a lot of people say, like, you have to have red carpet. I said, okay, fine. I'm going to start having red carpet.
Everyone loves their red carpet. I've been there many times. Everyone has one round, then they come back, they have another round.
Everybody want to have a red carpet. Okay, let's do the red carpet. But then I buy a lot of celebrities because they're my friends. And I say, I don't want to put my event because the celebrities. I want people coming be friends. And if they come and be friends with the celebrity because they all come and be a community, that's beautiful.
It is.
And that's what I continue doing it. So I want to change a little bit, even it's a little portion. I want to change that in my end,
You want people to remember and realize that the human connection is what gives us happiness. And then when you have the human connection and when you're content in your soul and in your heart, then you're going to be successful as well.
Exactly.
So it's not just about appearances. This is your message, and this is what your work is really about.
Yes, it really makes me happy when people come in and I see people the same thing coming. I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. They come in and I invite one per one person. I personally invite people. It's not like I just whatever. I invite people. I build relationship with people because it's also a friends.
Yes.
So now I don't celebrate anymore my birthdays. I used to live for 3 weeks, going different countries. Like I go from I don't know Italy, and then I'll be in Germany, and then I'll be in Mexico. Where are going to be for my birthday a whole month? Now is I only do one big birthday in my fashion shows with everybody. It makes me so happy. You have no idea how happy it makes me.
All your friends are there.
Yeah, my friends, my new friends, and people follows me, and people are so nice. So my birthday is coming out. April 27th is my birthday.
Wow.
So it looks like
Happy birthday in advance.
It looks like I'm going to do the 25 in Beverly Center. So we'll see. We still working on it. I know I have to hurry up, but I'm so excited because it's coming. So I need to celebrate with everybody.
That is so nice. That is so nice. What are your goals for the birthday and the next year?
Okay, so for my birthday, everybody come and see me and have a good time. That's my goal always because being with friends, having a good time, coming to support me, that for me is number one. I love that. My goals are really with my business. So I'm building 4 companies. Beside my agency, the fashion shows, then the showrooms. There's the same thing. Fashion showrooms. It depends how I do it every time I do the show. I'm doing so the magazine, RLC Italian magazine, then my modeling school.
Yes, you have a modeling school.
Yeah.
Your models are so well behaved. They always look impeccable and they have a lot of ethos. And as they walk, you cannot just take your eyes away from them. They walk like gazelles.
Yeah, no, I love my models. I have such a good support with all the models. Everybody from the models, from the photographers, from the designers. Everybody is wonderful. So I always, and Juan, who is my PR.
We love Juan.
Juan is such a big support. Like he's there for you no matter what. He's never let you go. Even sometimes he's overwhelming because he does so many things. He always there for you. And having people like him as a friend, as a support, it help you and they give you that value to continue, because it's good to have good people next to you. So these companies I'm building, everything have a goal for me, right? They're trying to do something very big coming out in the future. But everything is because of one reason. I had the Bambino foster kids. So right now, I don't have physically the foster kids, but I'm helping other foster kids and whatever who need help. So example, I don't, probably 2 days ago, one of my friends posted something about this little girl had leukemia in Argentina, and they only need $4,000 to finish the surgery. $4,000 in US is nothing. In Argentina, it's a lot of money, right? So it was $4 million in Argentina. Imagine how much money is over there. So the value, oh my God, it's crazy. So I say, well, I donate, and then the lady said, the foundation lady said, can you please post, so we need to raise 4,000. I said, of course. So then I did more than that, and then I started sending out to my friends, and then I got to go follow me, and I did a page for them. I said, we're going to get the money for this little girl, because
That's beautiful.
yeah,
Giving back.
and you give them five. I said, people, $5, $3, $10. It doesn't
Whatever
matter.
you can, yeah.
Anything.
It accumulates.
And we know it's many cases like that all over the world. Yes, we know that. But when God gives you the opportunity to help, that is your time to help.
I couldn't agree more.
That's it. Yes, we can go and look for things and find things. We do. But when it comes at your door, that's when you need to do it. Before I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that when I was younger. No, you want to do it? No. But when the time comes by, you understand you need to give back, not because you have to, because you really feel it, because you really understand the others. That little help, it means so much for the other person.
It does. I believe that we are here because our soul has a purpose, and before we're incarnating into a new life, we pre-decide what we're here to do. For you, it is beauty and it's glamour and it's helping people in the entertainment world and producing and giving joy to people. We also need joy. Work is one thing, but then when we come to your events and we meet all these lovely people and we connect, this is joyful and this is soothing for our soul. But there is another soul purpose that I think it is universal. And I think that the universal soul purpose for all of us is to touch other people's lives, to help them, to be there for them. Humans, we do so well when we support each other, and we really don't do very well when we become individualistic and we work in our own comfort and in a very small circle that includes us and one or two more people. So I think that the root cause of your success and the reason that people come to your events, and there are so many people who come, and sometimes there's no space for them. I have seen that. There's some that I say, sorry, someone needs to go for you to come in. It's because you embody that. You understand how it feels to be there for others, how people's hearts, souls, and minds open up through that emotional and soul-to-soul connection.
Thank you. It makes me happy to know that. Sometimes we need to pay attention what other things, and sometimes I don't even ask. But it's good. It's good to know that people like what I do, because I really do it because it makes me excited. And I was like, okay, next month let's do it again. I never have a whole plan. What I'm going to do the whole year is finish one thing and go the next one, because I go depends of the results of my events,
And you do one event after the other.
Yeah.
There is an event every month, and we all receive an invitation 10, 15 days prior to the event, and then we arrive there and everything is organized, everything is perfect. And the people that work for you, they seem to be very, very happy and honored to be working with you. Which means that there is a heart connection there.
I like to put the dress code. Sometimes I forgot to put the dress code, like I used to put like very like specific. Oh, bring all blue with like sparkle. I used to be very specific. But sometimes people say, no, I'm not coming because I didn't have the outfit, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe I need to be a little bit less asking out specific, because I don't want that either. I don't want people don't come because they don't have the outfit. I do it because I think it's fun. I was thinking about myself when I go to the event. How excited it is when you have a motivation. Okay, I need to dress up with a costume. I need to dress up with black, and make you excited, because then you're like, oh, let's see what other people have it. It's a motivation. So I was thinking my experience, how other will feel the same, you know. So, but yeah, so I'm going to start a little bit more relaxed in the dress code and make it a little bit more easier for people, you know.
I
Some
like
people
your
put
dress
less
code.
and less.
I like your dress code because it makes you think creatively. You go into your closet, you try to pull out things that you haven't seen in years sometimes, and
True.
then you bring it together. Creativity is really what you need in order to dress for your events. I'm gonna take you a little bit backwards to your childhood.
Okay.
Little Layla, 5, 10 years old, did she know who she would become? Did you have those seeds in your heart and your mind of what you wanted to be? Did she imagine where you would be today?
No, I do remember I used to always changing clothes and feel like a wrong way, but not because I want to be a model. I don't know. I just always love fashion. My aunt, she is a big designer. My I say my godmother, she's a big designer in Argentina, and you know,
Mm.
make the fabulous clothes and dresses and wedding dresses. So I grew up with all the clothing. I always dressing for me was number one. I used to be very critical to people that doesn't dress up, but I changed because I live in LA, so you changed that. But yeah, no, you know, I always liked fashion, no question mark. I don't think I knew what I was going to do when I was going to be. I only know I used to tell my mom, when I'm older, I'm going to marry either a white guy with blue eyes or a black guy. Mama said, I'm not going to marry an Argentinian guy. No, to be a black guy or American or a German guy. Mama said, what is that idea?
Where did you get that from?
You live in Argentina. I mean, we have mixes with Germans and we don't have black people in Argentina. I don't care. I think there are more fascinating people in my life. That's what I used to say my whole life.
Did it come true? Did you manifest that? Is there a German blue-eyed guy with blonde hair?
My husband actually is American. He's German family, but he was not blonde.
There you go.
But he was American, and I did have ex-boyfriend, Afro-American. I didn't marry one, but I was funny because I was the most extreme person saying that my whole life. My mom said, why you always say that? I said, I don't know.
I think
Don't tell me why. I was always say that.
I think that you're so new, and this is how we manifest. And I feel that if parents learn how to listen to those moments that their kids are telling them, I will marry a guy who has blue eyes and has German roots, or I will marry a black guy, or I was telling my mother I will become a therapist when I was blind. They were going, of course not. You're gonna change so many times, but it was stuck in my head the same way it was stuck in your head. And I think that these are the rules of manifestation.
I like that.
And being able to tell to our parents, you know, parents now are a little more sensitive, but when we were growing up, they were not so sensitive and knowing anything about manifestation and how to create the life that you want. People thought that you're born in a certain environment, you're going to stay there all your life, and you're just going to do what your parents did, your grandparents did, or your ancestors. But now we know, with globalization, we know that everything is possible, and that once you set something in your head and you take the right steps and you keep rehearsing it again and again, and you keep your faith alive, you're going to wake up in exactly the scene you created when you were young in your head.
You know, I think you're right because I didn't think about it, but yeah, maybe I manifest with not even trying. I was obsessed with Brad Pitt. Obsessed. I don't care. When I move to US, I'm going to meet Brad Pitt. And actually, I didn't meet him until last year, 2025. And people tell me last year and then the year, what was the best thing in 2025? I meet Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. That's it.
Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt one day. Okay, you're done, girl.
I was like, I mean, it can sound jello, it can sound crazy, it can sound like a come on, Leila. But that was my biggest dream when I was a little girl. I don't know why. I was obsessed with this type of men, you know. Obsessed. It's so stupid because, you know, people
That's stupid.
Human is human, you know. It doesn't matter who you are, what are you doing. Like, it's just you grab something and you watching somebody and you obsessed with that person and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet her, you know. Let me tell you what happens. This is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Formula One, you know, and the premiere and Brad Pitt was talking, and then we're going to go and get up and trying to go and meet him. I was so excited that I get up and Leila said, what? My dress go all the way up and
Oh
my
my God.
business was
You gave them a little bit more than what they bargained for.
nobody cares. Nobody was watching me. Everybody was watching Brad Pitt. But I was so excited. I was like, I said, Brad Pitt.
She didn't see you revealing more than you intended to? Okay,
He didn't
good.
see me. And even when I was taking the picture with Tom Cruise, I was taking the picture and I don't know why, but I was shaking because I was so excited. And he stopped and said, do you really take the picture? Because it didn't look like you take the picture. I say, you know what? Oh my God, take it again, please. Please take it. He was so
He's so
sweet.
kind.
He
So
was so
kind.
sweet. I was like,
Yes.
I said, thank you. He said, no, I want to make sure you have your picture. Okay? And we only 5 people couldn't take pictures. It was
Okay.
1,000 people there. So, like, I feel honored too. And then he
course.
also was like making sure I had the right picture. I was like,
That's kindness.
sweet.
Being able to care for you,
Yeah.
even when he's Tom Cruise.
Right?
Yes. We need to keep that humility and we need to keep that love and care for other people. And
I
not
know.
all of us do, but I think more and more people are being awakened to that it is important to help others. It's important to touch other people's souls and other people's lives.
That's my silly areas, okay? We all have a silly areas, and that was my silly area about things that why not to share, no? I think everybody have something that look up to somebody either because you like it physically. Mine was physically look, of course, not going to lie to you. Because I'm not another type of person like, oh, uh this is a hero, I want to meet that person. I don't see that things. I'm not that type of person. But if I like somebody's physically, that I want to meet that person.
Well, your
That's
dreams come
who I am.
true.
But anyways, that was my silly part, I had to say.
I would like to ask you if you could go back and talk to your younger self with all the wisdom and all the experience that you have at the moment, what would you tell her?
Hmm, that's a good question. And I like to think about it.
Yes. Like what wisdom have you collected and what was she worried about?
I will say, don't be scared. Don't be so worried about things, and let things go. Let things happen natural. Because I feel like I always get these worries and scared because my mom was like that. So, and I know if I didn't have these worries, scare, maybe I will be more go forward, with with different things. So I think one, I will do that. I will like, hey, do not worry, do not stress, everything is going to be okay. So just continue.
And if you could tell her what are her strong points, because when we're young, we don't really see ourselves for ourselves. We see ourselves through our parents' eyes or through our teacher's eyes or the neighbor's eyes, whoever is important in our lives. Now that you know her, what are her strengths that brought her here to you, to the successful you that she's not aware she's having? What were her skills? What were her strengths? For example, I'll talk to you about me. My strengths that I couldn't tell when I was young because I was being blamed for having this strength was that once I had put something in my mind and I wanted it and had a very good cause, I would do everything. I would turn the world upside down to receive this and to get it. I want to go to London and study therapy, and my parents wanted me to stay. I come from Greece, from Athens, Greece, to stay in Greece. I didn't have many choices, right? When you're 18, you don't have money, you don't have a lot of agency. But I didn't go for the last Greek A level exam. So then I had done very well for the 3, but I hadn't gone for the 4th. I didn't have a choice. They had to send me to the UK. So what I was blamed for, you always have all these ideas, you take initiative. My mother would say this to me all the time, but this was actually my strength because the fact that I could set goals and I could work hard on that. And I would have faith in myself that I would go there one day, is what allowed me to leave Greece at 18, go to the UK, study, get my first master's. I got married. I had my son very young at 25. Then I got divorced, but then I went back to Greece and I left for Singapore. I stayed there for 13 years and then I came here. A lot of changes, a lot of moving parts without a lot of support as I was doing that. But it was those skills that I didn't recognize when I was young and I was actually blamed for. Being a dreamer, being taking initiative, being very strong, believing in something, working very hard on something, even other people did not agree with me. So, what do you think were little Leila's strengths that have helped you come here, but she didn't know she had those strengths? What would you tell her so that she doesn't worry, that she knows that her life is going to be as beautiful as you have made it for her?
Well, my mom was very, she passed away, but my mom was very strict when I was younger. Very strict, like extremely strict. And I went to a girls' school. But my mom will be like, nah, let me do anything. So when I decided to come to US to study English, she almost got a heart attack. And then when I told her I want to move to US, even worse. But in the moment that I started doing that, she trusts me. I don't know why. She trusts me a lot, and everything was done. She was so proud of me. She, like I said, she got a little scared because she was very protecting with me. But I don't really know how to answer your question because I done everything I wanted.
So that is your strength. So you wouldn't give up when people would tell you no. You would listen to your inner voice, your intuition that was saying, "But I actually want to do this."
Oh, I always do. I always was freedom. I don't care what people say. I just do whatever I want. And
That's
when I
great.
want it, the way I want it, I don't care.
So you see, we do call it, I do whatever I want, but I feel that what you're talking about is you being able to understand your inner voice, what your
Okay.
wisdom, your internal wisdom is telling you to do, and you're following that. We can call it I do whatever I want, but if we just do whatever we want, then we're not loved, then we don't produce good results, then we are not there for other people. You have an idea that will help you, but will also help all the other people that are come to your events to be entertained or are working for you. So your idea is a collective project that helps many, many people, but it also soothes your soul and it makes you joyful. So this, I think, is your strength.
Okay. Okay.
Knowing who you are, listening to your intuitive wisdom. We're all born with that. We just lose it along the way because school tells us, what do you mean your inner voice? What do you mean your intuition? If you cannot prove it, it doesn't exist. And our parents also say the same thing. But your young girl, your little Leila, knew it and she didn't lose her spark. She didn't lose her strength. And that's where she brought you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was always like, well, I can always come back home if something happens.
Exactly.
That was my thing. Oh, like I come and study English and I love LA. I love California. I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful state. The weather is perfect. Everything is great. You can go Vegas in 4 hours. You can go San Diego. You can go to the mountains. I was thinking like, what a fascinating state, So, and I love the customer service in US. They're so good. Everybody treat you so nice. The opportunities for business in US is insane. It's a reason why people from all over the world come to US because the opportunity for business you don't have in other countries. And if people doesn't agree with me, well, why every people all over the world is in US? Because opportunities. Like what takes me in Argentina to get a business, it will take me 50 years. Here it takes me in a year.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So everything is so practical, the way you can do things here. And I think people from other countries like me see that opportunity more than people what is inside. It's always like that.
Because you grew up in a country where those opportunities were not readily available. So you can recognize them. And this is what happens to all of us. We change environment. And the moment we change our environment, because we don't have the familiarity, things are not known to us. Now we see everything differently. And people with the vision and the strength that you have and your very strong instincts can see those possibilities and they can go for it. But the people who have been in this environment for a very, very long time, they no longer recognize all the good items that are around them, the opportunities, the people who can help. It's like the slow boiling frog in the pot. It is happening so slowly that the frog does not know that he's being boiled to his death, right? But you come here with fresh eyes. Yes, you come here with fresh eyes and you see everything, because what you were not having in your country, you see it here.
Yeah, I think in Argentina, it was little things. Obviously, I was a teenager when I lived there, but what I see in Argentina, like example, you want to open a business, or maybe the people is so negative sometimes they make you sounds more difficult than what it is too. I don't know what it is because I don't live there, so I don't really know. But I do remember like, I want to open. Oh no, that's difficult. You got to have this, you got to have that, you got to, and then to do one thing, it takes impossible.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy,
So
yes.
in US, when I moved, not when I was studying English, but when I moved here, it takes me 3 months to open my agency.
It doesn't just take you 3 months. It took you 3 months and a lot of strength and a lot of bravery and a great vision and faith in you.
Yeah, good vision. That's true. I did wake up one day with like, oops, I know what I'm going to do.
I think you're a visionary. And in order to be a visionary and a successful visionary, because a vision without being able to take the right steps remains a dream. But a vision, when I have the ability to identify which are the steps I need to take, which people I need to bring in, and how to enhance my relationship with these people, how to help them as well along the way, that is true tenacity, bravery, and you have the architecture of how to build dreams. You are the architect of your own dreams.
Thank you. Yeah, one thing that I learned is you have to be creative. You have to be creative. It doesn't matter what you have. Whatever you have, be creative what you have. Do not cry and say, well, if I had this, I have that. No. You can put excuses on your own self because and then you will not do anything. So we have to be creative. But not everybody
creative.
Yeah.
So yes, we have to be creative, but you're also saying that we cannot focus on what we don't have, because a lot of us get stopped by what we don't have. The scarcity. I don't have connections. I don't have the money. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. All true, all true. And there are some people who have the connections, who were born in an environment that can give them the resources. But what you're telling everyone and all the young people that are listening and they're in countries where there are not so many resources, what you're saying is don't be stopped by what you're lacking. Change your mindset and start looking at what you have. And your greatest gift is what is in your heart, what is in your soul, what is in your mind. Utilize that. Identify the people who can help and start seeing and creating a path that will take you where you want to go. But when we see black, when we see all the doors closing, how are we going to create from a space of not having enough? And having enough and not having enough, as you very wisely said, is a state of thinking and a state of mind. And you were able to overcome all these things that you probably didn't have at 18 and at 20 by having a very strong mindset. A mindset that is entrepreneurial, a mindset that says, I have my power and I will use my good manners, my intelligence, my creativity to bring to life the dream I had since I was young.
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly what I was telling you about the COVID-19. Like for me, my business, COVID was destroyed my business pretty much. And one thing I learned that I didn't know, but you cannot have just one business. You need to have multiple business. And I remember one time I have a friend, his name is David, and he told me because he was having like he have like 6, 7 business, and I'm like, I said, why you have so many business? Like, how you focus? Because I learned in my end in Argentina that you have to have one good business and it's strong and make it huge, right? That's and I study business and that's what I have in my mind. He said, no, you need to have multiple business. So what's happened is one's do well, the other one so, the one's really good, two does not good. So what's happened is it's like an up and down,
Yes.
right? So you will survive because you have a lot of baskets. If you have only one and that goes down, everything goes down in your life. And he told me this around, I remember 2010, not just in, I know, not just in 12, I think. That's how about this guy doesn't know what he's saying. Yeah, even if he's a millionaire, in my mind, I'm like, whatever. You know, like you don't really pay attention. And now that's what I'm doing. That's why I said I'm building companies. Even they're not making money profit yet, it will be.
Yes.
And that's why I'm working so hard. And that's why I'm 24 hours. I'm only doing that 24 hours. I'm working so hard. I don't do anything else. I used to go out all the time, travel. I was more on the plane than I was in my house. You will never find me always on the plane, travel, go here. Now I'm 24 hours working. Why? Because I'm building these companies from zero, from nothing, to make this building huge. And like I was telling you before, because I didn't finish, I want to have foster kids all over the world. So that's my main goal.
How are you going to have foster kids all over the world? Well, you're just going to finance their lives.
But yeah, you know, you building. I have idea how to do a specific foster kids. So then you do one to the next one to the next one. That's my goals. One and older, and older than what I am. So that is my goal. Why I wanna build such a big imperial, because you always have to have a meaning in life. You can just you can have all the money in the world, but how many airplanes you can have? How many? I don't have airplanes, but I'm just saying, like
you will, Leila.
Yeah. I'm saying like it's not about the money. It's about what do you want to give back to people.
Yes. How do you want to touch other people's lives?
Yeah.
This is the most fulfilling item.
Yeah.
I agree.
And they start from the kids. They have a good base with these little young kids who didn't have the opportunity to raise the right way. I think I can make a change. Even there's a little piece, you can make a big change. And that's my goal. So that's in the beginning, the question you asked me was my goal. That is my goal. Even I have a long way, I'm going to that direction. You know.
So you're doing many different things, but your ultimate goal, your goal in the future is to have many foster kids and help kids that were born in unfortunate circumstances to get the opportunities, to get the resources, and create a life that is truly fulfilling. And hopefully, since they received in their lives, they will want to give back.
Yeah. I really have a whole system what I want. So yeah, I need people like you with the therapy and.
Oh, I'm happy to help you want.
Yeah, it's I don't know. This is me, but
you have been through the entertainment industry and you're creating many businesses now, but they seem to be around exposure, public figures, being seen. It is a beautiful world, but I would guess that there were some challenging moments, that there was rejection, that there was a few no's. How did you deal with the rejection? Did it stop you, or did you see it as redirection or another lesson that you need to master in order to get where you want to go? Acting career, or I'm sure that in everyone there are cancellations and rejections all the time.
Yeah, business no, because business is like you know, it's practical. You know, you need to get hired, your models, you get your models or your actors or celebrities. Sometimes they hire you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes, so that's more practical, right? It's not much emotional. It's more like either happens or don't happen. The acting area is where it's the emotional part, because you apply for casting and you wanna do a movie or you want to apply for be a TV host or any, and they say no, and then you feel like, I'm not good enough, I don't talk right, and then you get personal, even the an agency, even a casting director, even that you know all that, when there's a moment that you there and then they don't pick you, it still give you that feeling where like, not good enough. I'm not a depression person and I don't get down really fast. I'm like, get a little bit and then 2 seconds I forgot. But
So this is your skill.
I still had that moments, you know, and I'm like, it's okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do my own show. I'm going to create my own production, and I'm going to be my number one star in the show. And it's okay. You don't pick me. I pick myself. So that's what I do.
So let me translate it on in emotional terms.
Yes, I like
So when there is a rejection or there is an obstacle, you will be affected a little bit. And I think that when there's an obstacle, we all need to take some time to mourn over it and to give ourselves some time to heal. A finite time, it has a beginning, it has an end. But then you go back to your own power, you go back into regaining control of the situation. And what other people refuse to give you, you create it for yourself. That is amazing. That is true tenacity and bravery and following your heart's and your soul's wisdom.
Yeah,
This
if
is
you don't
what
have
we
it, you
need.
create it. No problem.
Exactly. So your creativity, whether it has to do with arts or whether it has to do with thinking, because we can be creative in the way we think, and you definitely are creative the way you think, has actually brought you where you are now, and it is one of your biggest secrets of your success. That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
And I do love to give work to people. So, I mean, I've been in hand agency for 22 years and it makes me happy help people. Of course, before COVID, I used to hire 80 people per weekend. I mean, I was giving work to so many people and I miss that because like, you're helping a lot of people to, you know, every day. So I do love that. I love to know the other people are doing something good for people. So hopefully, with this business that I'm working on it, I can multiple give work to people. That's one of the things I love to do.
Wonderful.
Pardon my less.
Wonderful. And what would you tell to kids in Colombia or in any other part of the world where they don't have the resources? Sometimes they don't even have a good educational system, and they feel that in their country, the opportunities to succeed or make their own businesses is limited. From your life and the lessons that you have learned, what would that message be to them?
I still will say the same thing. Being creative while you know that you know. Example, if you're good in instruments and the school give you the opportunity to play piano or and you're good about it, stay while you're good about it because that will be in the future something that can be your career, right? I don't know if it happens to you, but when I was younger, my mom and the school put me in piano. I love to play piano. I don't want to do the work. I wish I did study because today I'm dying to play piano. I love piano. And I wish my grandma listens every day, Chopin, every morning she loved piano. Like, that's why I love piano so much. And I wish I did it because today I will play piano at my Christmas, or maybe I will be a great piano player.
Maybe.
Right? So I feel like we need to listen ourselves we're good about it. If we're good in sports, whatever you're good at it, don't stop doing it. Follow your dreams and look yourself. We need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, what I'm good about it. And do not care about if your parents doesn't have money or if you don't have the dream because you will make it to follow yourself and know yourself. Knowing ourselves is so important.
Self-awareness, yes.
I'm really bad. I'm a disaster cleaner. I don't know how to clean. I hate to clean. I don't like to get dirty in my hands. I feel disgust. I can't touch anything. Hey, I have my silly parts, okay? I literally don't like it. And my friends say, well, you can learn. I don't want to learn because I did feel disgust about it, you know? But this is me. But I'm very good in other things, you know? We all have good stuff in a different ways.
We all have talents.
You know, maybe some people is good singing, some people is good doing sports, some good people is, I don't know, many things, you know. Some people is good writing. I'm not a good writer. I don't know. I never was good in art, you know. I can't, like my nails. Like the lady needs to come and do my nails. I can't do my nails. I don't even know how to paint. I paint and looks like I'm 5 years old. But I'm very good in other things. So we all good in something. God give to us a present. God give to us something really good that we can do. And we all have something. We all stars in this world. We just have to find out what is it. And we can be number ones whatever we do.
I agree with you. So to put it in more psychological terms, what Leila is telling you, girls, wherever you are and whatever you think that you're lacking, identify your skills. We all have skills, we all have talents, and grow your skills, develop your skills. Stop thinking of what can't happen and create a growth mindset, knowing that as you're evolving a skill and a talent, the right opportunities will come along. And I'm going to add something from psychology and neuroscience. Keep seeing yourself succeeding, keep rehearsing this scene wherever you want to be when you're 20, 25, and 30. And it almost in a magical way, as you're developing your skills and as you keep the dream alive, you will find yourself in that scene at the time that you want. You need to have faith in the universe and faith in you, and you will be supported. You will be taken to your destiny in a divine way, but with also hard work.
I like that, you know, you be my interpreter. I love that.
Well, I've been doing it for 30 years.
I love that because, you know, it's good the way how you explain it because, you know, sometimes we want to say things, but it's good like people understanding better, you know, and the way how you explain it.
Well, thank you so much for the inspiration, for the time. And I hope that your successful journey will be inspiring and give courage and power to many people all over the world to do the same. Thank you, Leila, and thank you for giving so much back to the world.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me, and thank you for your words. Can we go back to therapy after this?
I don't think you need any. I think you're good. I think you're fine.
Okay, Leila Ciancaglini TV, Leila Live TV show, RLC Italian Agency.com. So that's my social media, and I have my magazine, RLC Italian Magazine. You should be honest.
Of course, I will be.
For Maria, and then the magazine.
Of course.
Yeah,
I would be more than happy to.
Thank you. We say it live.
Yes.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for
Thank you, Leila.
Thank you, guys.
I will put all her details in the bio so you will be able to see more of Leila Ciancaglini. Thank you so much.
Thank you.